Hello, my name is Joseph Carlson, and this is episode 283 of Gaming with Grief. And this episode is all going to deal. I'm gonna review Mixtape that actually came out a few weeks ago. This is gonna be something different for me. I'm gonna do a non-spoiler review because I think a lot of this game is really special and needs to kind of be experienced. But I'm gonna do a non-spoiler review, and I'm gonna tell you everything I think about the game right after the intro. Hey, so we're back. What an intro. So this game, I'm just gonna set up the game for everybody. There's been a launch trailer that came out, so a little bit of this is known. You play Stacey Rockford, who wants to be a music supervisor. That's what she wants to do. She wants to go to New York and meet her hero. And anyway. She wants to go to New York and meet her hero, but tonight is the last night that her and her two other friends, Van Slater and Cassie Marino, they're all partying because it's their last night in this town in California. I don't actually know if they named the town. It's kind of a whimsical version of the 90s California. So they have one night. There's a big party that takes place. There's always a party that takes place in a town like this. They want to get to the party. They want to have the best party ever. They want to have one last night together, and they want to make it last. They want to make it memorable. So Stacey Rockford makes a playlist, and this is how they're going to go out. This song plays, this song plays, and the game goes from there. Now, I've heard a lot of criticism online, and I just want to be very clear. I understand some people don't think that walking simulators are games. And it's really reductive to say this game is a walking simulator. Oh, by the way, this game was developed by Beethoven and Dinosaurs, which not only is a great name for a studio, but they made a really great game a few years back called The Artful Escape. I definitely recommend people play that game. I don't recommend playing it on Wi-Fi through the cloud when it's a rhythm-based game where you fail and they're like, you didn't hit everything on time, and I'm like, I swear I hit everything on time. Anyway, that's an aside. Go play the Artful Escape. It's an amazing game, but play Mixtape. And so here's the thing about Mixtape. Again, non-spoiler review. I don't want to give away too much. Again, this might be a shorter video, and I don't want to play footage because one, they wrote a letter to the community basically saying there are licensed songs in the soundtrack. And you can't stream it because obviously your stream will get taken down for copyright reasons. But also in there, they reflect we want you to experience this. And I felt that a lot when I was playing the game. I wanted to play the game. I was waiting to get paid to purchase a game. And I thought to myself, man, maybe I should research this game a little bit more. Maybe I should look at the track list and see what songs they're pulling from. And I think that's a total mistake. All you need to know is this is by the same people that did the Artful Escape. Maybe play that game first, and then if you oh, I like the vibe of this game. I really love the Artful Escape. I actually reviewed it on this pod. It was so long ago. I guess if I was really good at my job, I could look up what episode number and stuff like that was, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just go on the website and search my channel, Gaming with Grief, and search the Artful Escape. I did a review of it. Anyway, this game, I didn't do anything. I just said I didn't look up the track list. I didn't really look up except for the trailers. The trailers have really, I'm not a font sicko, but they have really big font. It says Smashing Pumpkins, blah blah, and it says different bands that are in the soundtrack. And I thought, well, that's interesting. There's a lot of money. But I liked it. Watch the trailer. There's a lot of amazing visual styles. But I think, Gaming with Grief, obviously I want to focus on grief on this, but I think what hit me playing the game is we've all had these moments in life that are important to us. And there's a moment when those things pass. I think graduation is just one of those moments. When you're done with school, you may still be friends with the people you're friends with in high school or, junior high or whatever. But there's a moment where some of those people will go away. Your life will change. Their life will change. Maybe they don't call as much. I've certainly had that with friends, where, we used to be close and now they move to another part of the state or another state entirely. You try to keep in contact with them, but it's difficult. And I think this game, again, I read a lot of things online about this game about, I guess I read Discourse of the Discourse, which is kind of boring. But I think the idea is, one is the music, right? If you don't like this era, it's mostly like alt rock, punk, stuff like that. There's some other stuff in that. Again, I don't want to give too much away, but if that's not your music, this game may not hit for you. You're like, this isn't doing it for me. This isn't my genre of music. But I think what they're trying to say is like, listen, this is going to change. And it's not bad. And again, the Discourse of the Discourse, it's like, well, the main character is not very likable. And it's like, what are you taught? Like, this is all just opinions online and some reviews, yes, and think pieces. The thing is, it's like these kids are like 17, 18. So like, yeah. Do they sound self-important and whatever? Yeah, I did when I was 18. I thought this was the most important thing I was ever going to say to somebody at a party. Boom, walk away, done, life set. Well, you know what? I'm 46, and a lot of things change. But this game does encapsulate that perfect moment of like, you think this is all the time I have. Even though like your whole life is ahead of you, you have this feeling that you have to do something right now, and it has to be important. And then maybe you feel that is slipping away. This game does an amazing job of like portraying that feeling of, I've also heard some talk about like, well, nothing really matters when you're this young. It all is fleeting. You need to kind of roll with the punches. And I don't know if I agree with that take either, because I think, no matter, I think at this time, you kind of become the person that you will be, hopefully. If you're a jerk, you may still continue to be a jerk. If you are a good person, I think this is really the most social you're probably ever going to be. Like, I don't know about other people's jobs and everything. Like, I deal with people and stuff at work, but like going to high school every day and dealing with that amount of people, that is like a pressure cooker for good or bad to show you who you're going to be. And so I think this game does an amazing job with great voice acting, great performances, and just a great art style to show these characters in this way of like, this is the most important thing we could ever do. And we have to do it now because we're never going to get another chance, which honestly, they're not. They're, like I said, this is their last night. Some of them are going on road trips. Some people are, going to go meet their heroes. There's all these little storylines and things of what people are going to do. But this night matters to them. And it matters to me playing the game. And Beethoven and Dinosaurs did a great job of just kind of just laying the groundwork for all that. And like the writing, everything ended up in a great place. In fact, there's a couple things in the end when I look up, because I kind of like misunderstood what was happening between a couple characters. But it's one of those things where, you read the Discourse of the Discourse, and I just got kind of tired of it. So I played the game, put that aside, and I think all those people, you're allowed, again, you can have your opinions, you can write what you want to write. I just think that there's several things working against this game. Again, the music, if you don't like the music, the game's not going to hit. If the friends don't reflect your friends, if these friends, you're like, I don't know any of these people, then it isn't going to hit for you. You're going to be like, why are they so whiny? Like, these aren't my friends. Even when I was in high school, these aren't my people. You could say like, that's not going to hit. So like, there is some things working against, the game, but I'm very biased because they don't say the exact year, but they kind of allude to it being the 90s. And I was in high school in the 90s. So like all this just kind of hits for me, the idea that like, yes, this is the music I was listening to. I was probably one of these people that did less drugs than one of the characters, and so it's just one of those things where I'm just kind of, I don't get it. I don't get the things. I don't really give things like a number lettered score, but I would just say, please play this game. They're a small studio. This game is $20. Just to give you a scope of everything, it's about 4 hours. You could do more. Like there's more things to find. There's a section where you take some photos. Maybe you can mess around with that. And I've heard maybe I was really bad and I was into it because I was listening to the music, and you actually have to like dodge things. You don't die in the game, but there's like a fail state. And I did a thing where I was like I ran into a couple of like barriers because I was like, oh, they're this song, and I was just like listening, and I'm like, oh, I have to control, you know, I have to control Stacey Rockford while this jam is playing. So like crap. Oh, okay, let me try it again. So I would recommend playing this game. This is a little bit shorter review than I normally do, and no real footage because again, I don't want to give anything away. But I think this game is really special. It's getting a lot of flowers right now. It's getting like 10 out of 10s. And of course, there is some discourse of like, is this whatever likable? We don't like the music. I had to brush that away and say that all this is me. If there, the joke is if X was made in a lab for me, the X did it. Mixtape is that. It did it for me. It was made in a lab. That's it. I mean, game over. So I recommend this, especially if you want to see some kids when they're 17, 18, grappling with the fact that they probably won't see each other again, which I think is really special and kind of amazing. So again, pick it up, play it, enjoy it. Again, shorter review. If you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. That helps me out. I'm trying to grow the channel a little bit. I've gotten a few extra subscribers and stuff. I reviewed tons of games. I mostly focus on games dealing with grief, heartache, stuff like that. I do less of them now, so I don't mind it as much. But that's it. Thank you so much.